Hi all and welcome back. In this video today I'm just going to talk about my Suzuki V-Strom and what bits and pieces I've added to it. Now this is a 2025 Suzuki V-Strom. It's the DL800RE Tour. Now with the Tour model you get luggage, so you get the rail to hang the cases on and the top box. The luggage is all aluminium and it's a decent size. It's really good. The cases are 37 litres and the top box is 38 litres. Now you can buy the bike on its own without the luggage, and at the time of making this video, to buy the bike on its own without the luggage and all the extras that I've added to it, it comes to about £8,899. And if you want the Tour version of this bike, and like I say, the only difference is you get the rails, the pannier rail and the cases in the top box, that comes to £10,399. I'll put a link in the description for these bikes, so you can have a look at the specifications and all that, because there's no point in me going into the specs of this bike. The Suzuki, it is an 800 parallel twin, and a lot of people have said that the handlebars and the foot pegs, they get a bit of vibrations through it. I've had this bike since it was brand new in April, and I haven't experienced any vibrations on it. So I've effectively had this bike with 0 miles on it, and it's now got 2,600 odd on it, and I haven't felt any vibrations. The fuel economy that I'm currently getting out this bike, it's high 60s, low 70s. I think the best I've got out it so far is about 76 miles to the gallon, and I'm averaging about 68-69 mile to the gallon, and that's not hanging about either. So it is pretty good on fuel. So I'm now going to tell you all the little bits and pieces that I've added to the bike. So we'll start at the top, and I have added a Puig touring screen to it. The screen that comes with the bike, it is tall. It's not as tall as that though. However, I was experiencing some buffeting with the stock screen. I tried it in the 3 different positions and it didn't really make much of a difference, if I'm honest. I've also added a wind deflector to the Puig screen, and I'll get onto the reasons behind that later on in the video. But that little wind deflector really does make a huge difference. Also at the front of the bike I have added spotlights. Now these spotlights really enhance the look of the bike when you're on the road, and it gives it more road presence and people can see you a lot easier. The lights are bright. I have tried them at night as well, and they're really good at shining light on the road at night as well, especially if you're going up dark country lanes. Now the crash bars on it, they are from a company in Poland called Healtech. That's their logo there, and they were a perfect fit. They literally just fell on the bike, and I'm absolutely delighted with the crash bars. And these little blocks, they came from AliExpress, just cheap ones, but again I'll link everything in the description where I bought all this stuff from, and they just add a little bit of detail to the crash bars. Plus if the bike was to go over, it's going to have a little bit of protection at least from the little blocks. The bike also has a fender extender on the front wheel, and that's a Pyramid Plastics fender extender, and the idea of that is just to help protect the exhaust and the front of the engine effectively, so that it doesn't get too dirty and filthy when I'm out riding in the rain. Now these spotlights that I got them from Amazon. They weren't expensive. I think I only paid about £30 for them, and they are switched, but I'll leave them on permanently, and again I'll come back to that later on in the video. I've also fitted bar risers to the handlebars on the bike, and they're 30mm risers, so they're lifting the handlebars up 30mm, and it does make a big difference for comfort and possibly for handling as well. They were great, and that wind deflector, that's where it comes into its own, because we're lifting the handlebars up, you're sat more upright on the bike, and I was getting a lot of buffeting round about my helmet. So fitting that little wind deflector, that just cut it out totally. It more or less eliminated the buffeting, and riding the bike now, it's like riding in a little bubble. It's absolutely great. I've got a spare phone up here. This is my old Samsung Galaxy S20 that I use as a sat nav at the moment. I might get one of these CarPlay things that a lot of the guys are fitting to their bikes, but at the moment that's doing a perfectly great job. I use Waze or Google Maps, and what I do is I just set an internet connection from my phone to the phone on the bar there, and that does its thing with navigation, and Waze is brilliant. I use that, and that's just mounted to an Optimate Add-ons mount and powered off the bike's own power supply, just at the side there. So that's what I use for navigation. Handguards, I had to fit them as well. That was an extra. It's just a shame, because the bike's a touring model, you would have thought that it would have came with handguards as standard, you know, luggage and handguards, but it didn't. So I had to purchase these separately. Again, this is a genuine Suzuki item, and it was an absolute doddle to fit, you know. So they're not hard to fit, and they're quite sturdy as well, and they do make a big difference as well, especially when it's raining and it's cold. Heated grips, I've went for the Ultimate Add-ons heated grips this time, because these are so easy to work. Little press of the button, you've got 5 settings on that, I'm sure, and yeah, they're hot enough for me. They're not as hot as the Oxford heated grips, the one that's got the little controller, but they do the job, they really do. And when you've got the handguards on, you've got your thick gloves on, yeah, they do the job of keeping your hands warm on the cold mornings or evenings. My TFT screen here, that's got a Speedo Angels screen protector on it, just to stop it getting scratched or whatever. You know, if my keys are flapping about in the lock there, I don't want the screen to get scratched, and that screen protector, for what they cost, you know, if that gets scratched, peel it off, fit another one. While we're at the screen, I have fitted a little sticker. I got them from a chap in Italy, and that's like it's like a gel, one of the gel stickers, carbon fibre effect, and that just makes the area around the ignition nice and tidy. And again, I've fitted the sticker around the fuel tank, and this one is colour coded to match the bike, and the colour is almost the same. You know, it's really good. Again, they weren't that cheap, but they fit perfect, they do the job. Back onto the tank here, and that's genuine Suzuki, just a little tank protector there, and the dealership, when I bought the bike, they threw that in just as a little freebie, and they fitted that for me, which was absolutely great. The bike comes as standard with a quick shifter. The quick shifter on this bike is buttery smooth. It really is. It's just great. It really is good. Moving down as well, centre stand. The bike doesn't come with a centre stand, so again I purchased a genuine Suzuki centre stand and fitted it to the bike, and also fitted one to my friend John's bike as well. Great addition to the bike, fitting the centre stand. It just makes it so much easier for chain maintenance and what have you, and washing and all that. I've also fitted bobbins to the bike there, as you can see, and I fitted them before I fitted the centre stand, and the bobbins just make it easier to again do maintenance like lubrication and cleaning off your chain. So I'm just leaving the bobbins on because there's holes in the centre stand, the holes in the swing arm there, so leaving the bobbins on, it hides the holes, and it's just handy to have them anyway. So yeah, that's some of the little extras that I've fitted. Also under the seat here, I'll get rid of this. Under the seat I have fitted a Thunderbox. That's the Thunderbox there, and that's what I run the heated grips off and the spotlights. So this is an intelligent little unit, and it gives you an option to fit 4 accessories to the bike. So what happens with that is, once the bike's powered on, that box comes awake, wakens up, becomes live, and it gives you power to your heated grips and your spotlights. So when you turn the engine off, take the key out of the ignition, that little box, that will sense that the engine's turned off, and then it kills the power to the accessories, which is great because you can't leave your heated grips on or your spotlights on or whatever accessory. If you've got a charging port, you know, a USB charging port or what have you, they'll never be live because it comes it kills the power to the accessories. So that's the model number there. It's a TBU01. So again, that Thunderbox wasn't cheap, but it's well worth it. Oxford do a box similar to that. However, the Oxford box is a bit bigger, so if you're tight for space, you might struggle to conceal the Oxford box, but that Thunderbox, that fits in there nicely. This little switch here at the back, that's the switch for the spotlights at the front. You can mount that to your handlebars or whatever and control your spotlights manually, but I've got that turned on. I leave it on all the time, and I've hit the switch because there's no need for me to have the switch. So when the engine's running, the spotlights are running, and when the engine's turned off, spotlights go off. In there, that's just my little toolkit. I've got a puncture repair kit and some small spanners and tape and what have you in there. So that's my little toolkit. If you've got the DE model on this bike, that hole there, there'll be a cigar lighter or a socket of some sort, a power supply that you can hook into. So if you want to fit an additional power supply to your bike, there's a hole there already for it, which I might actually do. So that's my little toolkit there, and there's my tape there actually. So yeah, that's what I carry on the bike. The panniers, they're 37 litres, aluminium, and they're absolutely brilliant, they really are. If I've got my key here, inside the panniers I have a little bag, so when I'm out touring or I'm staying away from home for a few days, I've got these little bags, one on each side, and they act as a suitcase. So you've got a section at the front here, unzip that, you can slip your laptop in and you can access the bag from the zip at the top, and also it turns into a suitcase, so you can unzip the bag here, and you've got a suitcase. Or if you just want to have it in your pannier, you can just access the bag from the top zip, and again they fit in there nicely, and I just leave them in there. Now they bags came from a company called, if I remember the name, I've got the card here, Great Bikers, and I think they're a UK company, and they weren't expensive. Again, I'll put a link to the pannier bags in the video description below. So that's my 2025 Suzuki DL800RE, the Road Explorer, and I am absolutely impressed with this bike, I really am. I can't recommend it highly enough, and I was swithering for about a year whether to buy one or not, and every time I kept going to the dealership I was always drawn to it, and it was that colour, I think that's steel green, matte steel green it's called. That colour, I was just drawn to that bike all the time. So after about 3 or 4 visits going to the dealership, I pulled the trigger and traded in my GSX 1200 FA against that, and I've got absolutely no regrets whatsoever in doing that. So guys, I hope that's answered some of the questions that you have been asking me, and if you've got any other questions on the bike, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. So if you have made it this far, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.